What's up YouTube, it's TF Collector here, and today we're going to be checking out the Transformers Studio Series 08 Leader Class Blackout from the 2007 Transformers movie. And we're going to begin by taking a look at his packaging, and this is a very big figure, especially in helicopter mode. So we're going to move him off to the side as we raise up here, and we can take a look at this packaging. Right there you have a picture of Blackout. He is number 8 of the Studio Series Decepticon Blackout. Transformers there, 8 and plus Hasbro. Transformers down the side, Generations Takara logos there. On the side of the box, he is number 8 of Studio Series. He's a leader class. Nice image of Blackout there. On this side, that same image of Blackout zoomed out. Autobot logo there, authentic logo there. On the back, he is big screen inspired from the Desert Base Assault from the Transformers 2007 movie. He has some nice pictures there of Blackout, and also comes with Scorponok, who we'll take a look at in a minute. Decepticon Blackout shocks human defenses with unstoppable force, transforms in 46 steps. This is going to be a long one, folks. He is he is not number 7. Grimlock is number 7, who we've already checked out. Check out that review, and also Optimus's review if you haven't already. Backdrop included, Hasbro. On the bottom, barcode. On the top, Transformers and my face, which is very distorted. And before we take a look at the big guy himself, he does, of course, come with his instructions. He's number 8 of Studio Series. He is Decepticon Blackout from the Transformers movie. 8 and up, Transformers Generations Blackout there. And on the back, Takara and Hasbro. And with all that being said, here we have Leader Class Blackout from the 2007 Transformers movie. And as you can see, this figure is very, very large here. In helicopter mode, the blades are way wider than my fingers can go, and I have pretty big hands. But let's go ahead and see if we can't look at the details on this guy without taking anything out in the background. You see the 4500X there with the Decepticon logo on the front. Nice detailing here on the cockpit, looks really good. You have these nice ridged pieces here. Of course, you have this piece that sticks out there, and also the little light there. Another window there. Nice riveting down the side of the helicopter. These 3 windows are not painted, which is a little bit of a shame, but I mean, he is a pretty well painted figure in my opinion, so I'm not going to complain too much about it. These pieces up here look very nice. You have some black detailing, some more black detailing going through there. Overall, they did a really good job sculpting this into looking like a really nice helicopter. You have another detail here. On the back, of course, the 4500X. Danger, keep away. His name is Blackout. He's kind of giving away his secret there. And on the other side, you get the same detailings right there. He looks like this on, well, if you can kind of see, he looks like this on the bottom. You can't really flip the wheels in, unfortunately. I know that is kind of a shame, but it is what it is. And of course, you have this big thing here. You have this big helicopter blades that you can rotate, and that one wants to fall off. But you can rotate these around if you wish to do so, and he can fly away. Now, Blackout here does have a couple accessories. One is actually built into the helicopter mode, so we'll take a look at that later. But the other one that you get with Blackout here is a little Scorponok, which actually looks very nice. If we can zoom in, please. Thank you. You can see, actually looks pretty nice. He's got some gold going up through the body, some nice red eyes with some nice silver detailing all throughout. You can see some of it's just done in a gray plastic, but overall he doesn't look too bad. These back 3 legs do not move, but these front ones, they do pop off very easily, so be careful of that. But they can move a little, and the tail can also move at this bottom hinge and at this top hinge. And this guy does conveniently store here in the helicopter mode. What we can do is just tuck these in and pull this tail down and flatten that out. And now we're going to raise up a little bit so you can see what I do here, hopefully. So as you can see, there's 3 little pieces here, and you're going to take your little Scorponok, and these 2 little gray pieces are going to go in there, and that is going to clip into the tail. So let's just see if we can get that on camera here. Just like that, those 2 pieces go in there, and the tail is clipped in the back, and he won't fall out. And now you can have Scorponok stored on the underside of Blackout, which is a very nice feature in my opinion. Now for a quick comparison, if we can actually fit it in here, because like I said, Blackout is absolutely huge. Let's see if we can't go up and calm down a little bit here. Whoa, let's see if we can't do that. There we go. And let's bring in Studio Series 06 Starscream just so you can see how the Decepticon team is shaping up. And I think they look pretty nice together, if I do say myself. Now, when you hold them like this, Blackout is clearly very longer than Starscream happens to be, but I think they scale well. One is a massive helicopter and one is a little jet, so I think scale-wise they look pretty good, and I think that the Decepticon team is shaping up very nicely. And with all said and done, I think this helicopter mode here for Blackout looks really, really well. I think that everything looks good proportionally. It looks really awesome. And overall, I think that this is a very well done helicopter mode. But is the robot mode as good as the helicopter mode? Let us find out together. And let's transform this guy. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to move up a little more because I thought I had enough room, but I was wrong. What we're going to do is pop little Scorponok out here. We'll come back for you later, little Scorponok. Also, what we're going to do is come back here to this piece, and we're going to rip it off of the helicopter mode. So just get a hold of it and wiggle it out like so, and place that off to the side. If you want, you can go ahead and push that piece down. Place that off to the side, and we can get started on the majority of the Blackout here. So the first thing we want to do is grab this wheel and swing it forward just to unlock that section. Then what you want to do is you have a lot of possible options here for where this section is. There's really no way to memorize, but as you can see, I found it over here. There is a section that comes over and tabs in. You just swing that around, and you swing this part around, and you swing all that around until you get this wonderful conjunction here. You get all of your little helicopter blades on one side, and that might get in your way throughout the transformation, but that is just an unfortunate piece of how this guy is designed. Now what we want to do is come here and untab these pieces and just swing them forward. They're on a double hinge. Don't tab them back in yet, just swing them forward. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come here to the side, and we're going to undo these panels that the arms are actually on. So you want to come here and you just want to grab this section, put your finger on this section, and just wiggle that section out like so. Basically, if you can see here, there's a slot right there, and there's a tab on the inside here that'll go into that, and there's also a tab that will rest behind that panel. And now what we can do is just begin to swing that piece out. So come to the other side here, and we're going to do the same thing. Just put your finger there, put your finger there, try to get that piece out, and just swing that forwards. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come here and let's just finish swinging these pieces forward all the way. They'll tab in like so. Now what you want to do is come here to these pieces, which are actually tabbed together. Just give them a little wiggle, and they'll untab from one another. And you want to swing those pieces out like so. You're also going to want to untab this section and bring these pieces back, and you can leave them there like so for now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and work on the arms for now. So what we're going to want to do is come here and split this section and bring the arm down. Now this piece will tab here and swing around to the inside. Don't tab that in quite yet. You want to untab this piece, and it will also swing around. Before you tab the two sides together, you want to grab his hand there and flip that out. And now these two sides, as you can see, will tab together very nicely. And you can rotate the arm. Nope, not that part. Rotate at the bicep swivel until the elbow faces forward. Unfortunately, there is no wrist swivel, so that is stuck there. But that's all right. And now what we're going to do is you can see there's two tabs there, two slots there. Just bring that forward, and there's also another tab here that'll go into a slot in there, and just tab all that in together like so, and bring that arm up because you'll want to get that out of the way for the rest of the transformation later. Now we're going to do the same thing here on this side. Just untab this, bring the arm down, bring this piece down, swing it around, come to this side, swing this piece around, come to the hand, flip it out. Join those two pieces together like so, and then swivel at the bicep swivel until your elbow joint is facing forward. Swing this in, tab all that together, bring the arm up, get it out of the way, And there you have your arms all done. Now continuing where we left off, we're going to come up here to the front and we're going to start to work on this section. So you want to grab this piece, try to get your nail under it there, and just flip that piece all the way back. You're going to want to come under here, and what you're going to do is push on this piece, which will pop the head up. I'll give you another angle of that. Just push on that. Head will pop out like so. Take this piece, swing it around town into the body. This piece, just bring it forward for now. That will end up being a nice little detail in the robot mode. And you want to have that chest section looking like that for now. Now we're going to come back here to the legs. Once again, you're going to want to try to get that thing out of your way as much as you can. Untab the legs here and bring them down. You can see that tab will go up in there, and that tab will go up in there. Just get that out. Do the same thing with the other leg. Just get it out of that section. And now what you're going to want to do is come here. Swing y'all around, get y'all a little dizzy. Untab this section. So basically what happens is you see there is a tab back in there, that back tab, not this front one. That back tab will go into that little hole right there. And you're going to want to swing this all the way around. And as you do that, you're going to want to bring the legs down on some nice clickety ratchets. Bring this down, and now you see that it's a clip there that will go up in there. So make sure you have that piece out of the way and just clip that in, which will bring that piece down, and you can just push that piece the rest of the way down. Gives you a nice little detailing there for the robot mode. Now I'm going to move up a little more so that I have a little more room to operate here. So what we're going to do is rotate at the thigh swivel on both sides. Rotate at the thigh swivel, and we're going to get started on the bottom of the leg here. So just get this up here out of the way, and what you're going to want to do is I come down a little more, trying to get it to where you guys can see what I'm doing. Extend this piece. It is on an extender in there. Swing it around, tab it back in, bring the foot downwards, take this piece, it is tabbed in right there. You just want to push it up to untab it. Push, push, push. Come on, brother. And swing that around like so. That was a little difficult for some reason. And there you have one leg almost all done. Really all done if you want it to be, but what I like to do is give him little chicken legs. So bring him back on that top hinge and forward on that bottom hinge, just to give him the little chicken legs that Michael Bay loved so much. So do the same thing over here. We're going to do this piece first this time, just so it's not as aggravating at the end. Extend. Possibly, yes, extend. Rotate. Push back in. Tab it all in. Bring the foot up, which in turn brings that piece out. Bring it back on the top joint, forward on the bottom joint. And there you have Blackout's legs all done. And the last thing to do is work on this big old backpack here that we're going to put together. Take this piece, undo it, push it in. Take this piece, you're going to bring it up and push it up like so. And now what we're going to do is bring this down so that we can come here to this section, and it is going to come over top of this piece. So you want to bring it all the way up, extend it all the way over top of that piece, and have that up top like that. And now how we're going to lock all this in is, you see there is a slot right in there, and there is a tab right there. And we're just going to bring this section down, if it will work with me. Bring these pieces up. Oh, that is where I have made a mistake, ladies and gentlemen. I make oopsie poopsies sometimes myself. This piece needs to go in front of that piece, not be down. That is an oopsie poopsie right there. So bring that piece up. Not a big deal. You can do it right there at that point too. It really doesn't matter. Not that big of a mistake. Nothing that you're going to have to undo steps for. So don't stress out over that. Tab that in. Come on. Make sure this piece is all the way up. This is a step that can be a little bit annoying. All right, there we go. There we go. So you want that to look like that. Make sure this piece stays up. And swing your 58 helicopter blades around until they make a little cape-looking sort of structure there for Blackout. Movie accurate, annoying during transformation, but movie accurate. And to finish things up top here, make sure those pieces are over top of these pieces, and then make sure that these pieces are over top of those pieces. You can then bring your arms down. You can pose him around if you want to. And that is Blackout in his robot mode. Now, before we take a look at the details, we have to talk about this piece here. How could we forget it? We didn't forget it. I'm going to show you what to do with it now. You see there's a post there, and this is going to be Blackout's epic weapon of destruction. You just plug it onto the side of his arm here. And now Blackout has an epic weapon of destruction. And speaking of the details of the figure, why don't we go ahead and check them out? So right there you can see the face sculpt on this Blackout figure is absolutely freaking beautiful. Looks awesome. Great painting, great red eyes. Love the silvers and the gunmetal grays. Looks awesome. Down here to the chest section, you do have this piece that sticks out, which if you want, you can push down, but I personally like to leave it out. And you can see it is just the helicopter cockpit, but I think the details look awesome. This other piece of detailing that you do reveal through the transformation, I think it all comes together very nicely. His 3 toes there with the little platform underneath him due to transformation. His big shoulders, he does a lot of trap workouts. Look at them traps right there, and look at those shoulders. Woo, he works a lot of shoulders, don't he, ladies and gentlemen? You have that detailing there. Once again, of course, now that we put it on here, you have his spinny blade of death. On this other side, same detailing. The back, you don't have much of a backpack, just this movie accurate, absolute transformation atrocity of a group of helicopter blades. But overall, I must say the details here in the robot mode are super movie accurate. And I think this Blackout figure this Blackout character, before this figure came out, was in dire need of an upgrade. But after this figure has come out and has been out for a couple years, even when they did the Grindor re-release, which was even better painted, which we'll take a look at a long ways down the road. But I think that this mold has really done this character justice, and I think he looks awesome. Now, as far as articulation here on Blackout goes, as you can see, he is a very blocky, big, chunky figure. So, of course, that is going to get in the way of some of the articulation. But the head here can look side to side very nicely. It cannot really look up. It cannot really look down, just slightly. The arms here can come forward, and they can go back. They can also go in and out. You do get a elbow joint there, very nice 90-degree elbow joint. You can open the hand. If I can get my fingernail under it, you can open that thumb up. It is on a joint, and also the wrist can just barely go up and down. Nothing at the waist, unfortunately. You can move this section up slightly so that you can click the legs forward a couple clicks there at the hip. You can also click the legs back a couple clicks before you start kicking helicopter blades and backpack. You do have thigh rotation there. He is on a mushroom peg. You do, of course, have the double jointed knee that can bend to 90. Only this one bends to 90. This one does not bend any further than this, but it, of course, does bend forward so that you can have the chicken leg look, and the feet can go up, can go way down due to transformation, and they can tilt very nicely. So you can get this guy into some decent poses despite his big chunky appearance. But I must say the articulation does slack off a little, but I think it is acceptable just due to the design of the guy, can I speak? Due to the design of the character. And just one thing final to mention that I just noticed is that if you want to untab this arm, you can take advantage of the transformation joint and have a bit of a butterfly joint there as far as articulation goes. And of course, coming back to the accessory of Scorponok, we can open him back up and we can have him beautifully displayed here beside of Blackout. And if you want to reenact a moment from the Transformers 2007 movie, or just have some storage for Scorponok here, you can open these back helicopter blades up, and as you can see, there is a peg, not a peg, rather a slot there on the bottom of Scorponok. You can fold his tail down if you want, and you see there's a peg right there that will go into that hole, and you can plug Scorponok here onto the back of Blackout, if I can get it to go in. Go in, please. Please, I'm asking nicely. There we go. It is a tight fit, but you can plug him there, and you can take him off and have him launch into the dirt like he did in Transformers 2007. And for a few comparisons here with Blackout, first we'll put him beside of the big fella, his wave mate, Studio Series 08 Grimlock. And you can really see here what I was talking about in Grimlock's review, how they don't make leaders quite as big and awesome as they used to, even though this guy is pretty freaking chunky, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But other than these two and a couple others from this Studio Series line, they have really started to abuse the term leader class. Cough, cough, Springer, 86, cough. Anyways, for the other comparison that I have here for you in robot mode, here he is with his chicken leg brother, also from Transformers 2007. Like I said, Michael Bay had something with these chicken legs. There he is with 06 Starscream. Reviews for both of these figures are now live on the channel, both Grimlock and Starscream. Check them out if you want to. And the last thing to talk about here is the sadly soon to be discontinued display base that comes in the box of Studio Series figures to date. You can see number 8 of Studio Series Transformers epic scene that opened the Transformers 2007 movie. If you haven't watched that movie, what are you doing with your life? And you can plot Blackout there, and why not? Let's throw Scorponok in there with him, and you can have a really cool looking display option if you want to. So there you have my review for the Transformers Studio Series 08 Leader Class Decepticon Blackout with Scorponok from the Transformers 2007 movie, and overall this figure is absolutely freaking awesome. The robot mode is very strong, looks awesome. He's big, he's beefy, he's a leader class. He's not a leader class, he's a leader class. And even the transformation, 46 steps, sounds like a lot, and it sounds like it's going to be torture, but what it really is an enjoyable transformation, and the end product that you get of an awesome looking, very big helicopter mode is also pretty dang cool. I think this guy and his counterpart, Grimlock, from this first wave of Studio Series leader classes make up what is, in my opinion, the strongest wave of leader classes we have gotten so far in this Studio Series line, and that's saying a lot, judging that they came out 7 years ago now, and they're still holding up to today's standards. So overall, if I had to give this awesome Blackout figure a rating, I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. I know a lot of people love this figure and would give it a 10 out of 10. Me personally, I just feel like it could have used some more paint on some certain areas, and I feel that the articulation is a little bit too hindered. I know part of it is the design, but part of it is just, you can't rotate his wrists or anything like that. I just feel like part of it is they could have done a little better. So he's a 9.5 out of 10 for me. Not quite as good as Grimlock, who I gave a 10 out of 10 in my personal opinion. I know a lot of people prefer this figure, but if I had to recommend one, I'd recommend Grimlock. But if you have the money, get both, because this guy is almost as equally awesome. So there you have TF Collector's review for the Transformers Studio Series 08 Leader Class Decepticon Blackout with Scorponok. And I'll see you on the next review with Jazz. Not Thundercracker, don't have that one. We'll be back with number 10 Jazz very soon. See you then. Peace.